Hey guys, welcome to a new video. And as you can see, I am not in my usual space. I am in this Japanese style hotel in Beppu, near Beppu Kitama, and I'm here because we had a typhoon last night and I had to come here as a disaster prevention measure. But the funny thing is, it wasn't as crazy as it was supposed to be. But that is the way the Japanese people deal with disasters, and they get prepared for disasters. And that is what I want to focus on this video. Talk about 3 life lessons that you can get from how Japanese people prepare for disasters. I have been here for almost 5 years now and have experienced an earthquake in 2016 and this typhoon, which was supposed to be like the biggest typhoon in 100 years. So I saw how they prepared, how they got ready for everything. And I got some lessons for how you can apply this in your life, because in life we have situations where we face stuff like disasters. So we have to stay prepared so that we can have a smooth ride through those tough times. So let's go to the 3 lessons. So the first lesson is that the Japanese people take their precautions really seriously. So as the saying goes, prevention is better than cure, and they really believe in this. That is why, as I said, the typhoon wasn't as crazy as it was thought to be. But I came at this hotel, I left my house, I had to tape all my windows so that they don't break for the wind. But it didn't get that bad. But for the Japanese, it's really important to stay prepared for this disaster, because Japan is an area where there's a lot of natural disasters. So they take their precautions really seriously, and that is number 1 lesson for our life too. No matter which stage we're in life is going good or life is going bad, we should always be ready for anything bad to happen. In that way, we can mitigate that bad event before it gets crazy. That is why in Japan, when the disasters come, because they are so prepared, they end up reducing the amount of damage the disaster creates. And that's what you need to do in your life too. Stay prepared, be alert about what kind of dangers can come. Whenever you take any big step in life, you have to take risks. Risks are important, but you also need to stay prepared about those risks, how you can mitigate those. And if you take the proper precautions, it will end up becoming a disaster maybe, but you will be ending up not having those damages. So that is how the Japanese prepare for those disasters. And even though I'm in this hotel today, I had a good time here, but nothing crazy happened. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that Japanese people have this kind of system ready for natural disasters, and we should too have that for our life decisions that we take. The second lesson is to have something to fall back on in case of emergencies. So back in 2016, when I faced the Kumamoto earthquake, it was a 7-point magnitude earthquake, and I had never faced earthquake, and it was really scary for me. So I was trying to get down from the stairs when everything was shaking, and as soon as the earthquake stopped, I saw that there were old people with fluorescent jackets ready, guiding people to the evacuation centers, which was surprising to me, but everything happened so smoothly. We were at the evacuation center, at a basketball court, at a school for around a week. Everything was ready, like food and the way to go there, everything was guided. And I was surprised that even though we didn't have an earthquake for a long time in the city, everything was ready. And it reminded me of when we used to have drills in our university for earthquakes. And I didn't pay heed to those drills because I was like, there's no earthquake here for a long time. It's fine. We will do it when there's an earthquake, which is stupid to think like that, but that's how a lot of people think. But the Japanese really pay importance to these drills that they do, and that is why when that earthquake actually happens, it goes so smoothly. And the lesson here is, for us in our lives, we should also have this kind of systems ready for any emergency situations. For example, in case of finance, always have an emergency fund ready, so that if something bad happens, like COVID-19 happened, a lot of people lost their jobs and you can't go to your job, you need an emergency fund. So that is how, if you have an emergency fund or emergency system where anything bad happens, you throw back or go back to that and you can tackle the disaster smoothly. So keep that in mind for your own life, especially in case of finance. Always have an emergency fund ready. always have something to fall back on if something crazy happens, because this year is an example of crazy things happening. You never know what's going to happen. Your plans will get cancelled, so always have something backup. And that's how, because the Japanese people have this system ready, they can go everything smoothly. And I saw this even during the typhoon yesterday. I saw a lot of stores, they closed before the typhoon was supposed to hit. They closed it before the usual closing time. The windows were taped, everyone went back to their house earlier. So keep that in mind. Always have an emergency system to go back to whenever you are in a good place in your life. So if you have a settled life and you have that capacity to create an emergency fund, do that first before you go to luxuries or enjoying your life, because that emergency system is really important to tackle things that will come up in your life. The final lesson is mindfulness of others. So in your life, you should be mindful towards others, and that is one lesson that I learned during the disaster preparation, especially this time. So I'm in this hotel not because I myself came here or planned it out. It's because the owner of my house, she told me that the typhoon's crazy, you should take precautions, I'll pay for the hotel, stay in this hotel. And that's how she cared for me, and that's a lesson that everyone should learn about being mindful to others. So no matter which stage you are in life, and always try to be mindful of the people who are close to you. Nowadays, since we have the internet, we can stay connected to everyone, no matter if they're close to us, but especially if you have neighbors, if you have people around you that you know, try to know them and always try to be there for them. I was really surprised at my owner's reaction, how she booked this hotel, let me stay here, and it was really nice of her. And I think we should all have that feeling within us. Try to be that bit mindful of others and try to help anyone who's around you. This one life lesson will help you make greater bonds with people. It will help you build a better community, and it will help you grow not only yourself but the whole community. So anything in life, if you want to take any step, always think about others, if your actions will impact others. And also think about situations like this when there are disasters. Always think about people around you and try to help them out. This thought process of being mindful of others is something I've seen throughout in Japan, and I'm really grateful that there's a mindset like this. And I think we should all build up this mindset of always thinking about the person next to us. So those were the 3 main life lessons that we can learn from the Japanese disaster management system. And I'm grateful that they have this system, even though, as I said, the typhoon wasn't as crazy, thankfully, but thanks to the system we had, the damages weren't that bad. So I hope you like this video, and also let me know in the comments below how disasters are taken care of in your country, how they react, and if this system that I shared with you is something that will work in your country, and if these lessons you think will help you out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.